It was as big as the state of Georgia. The back end of the storm caught us. We didn't get the force of the storm. Only God knows what would have happened to us if that had happened. What happened? Major flooding. 108 households had over 4 feet of flood water, and 50% of all New Orleans households were flooded or lost. I said, what would you do if you wanted to go back home safely? They said, I would remove 6 inches of soil. I would then fill it in with clean dirt and new sod, and then I'd wash my house down, the street down, everything, all that gook, I would wash it down the drain.
When we started this, everybody kept telling us this is an exercise in futility. Well, it wasn't an exercise in futility, it was an exercise in community. And it brought me back to show that steel workers were an active part of this.
After I called Kathy back and she tells me what my mission is. Your mission is to see if we can get into this neighborhood and go into the yards with bobcats, front and back, and scrape the yards. Well, I think I accomplished that. I call her right back and say, oh yeah, we can do it. I'm out of here because who was there? There was nobody but me. I wasn't going to hang around out there after dark because there was no lights.
These homes were homes of your poor working class people. The majority of these people owned these homes. They had been in their families for generations. Most of them paid for, and the only thing that separated these people from real poverty was the fact that they owned their own homes and didn't have to pay rent. That is no longer the case.
It becomes very, very touching and emotional when you go in and you see that this is life. This is people's lives. Their whole lives is sitting out here on the sidewalk, and their homes are destroyed. You look at the water line, and it's above my head, and I am 6'4", people. If I'd have been standing there, I wouldn't have been here today in a lot of the areas in East New Orleans, especially on Aberdeen Street.
They'll say, oh yeah, there are contaminants there, but it's okay. Or there was a lot of lead in the soil before Katrina, and so now, you know, we're looking at it, the background noise covers it. Yes, there's a little bit more, but you were living with all of this stuff before Katrina, so we don't have to clean it up. Never mind, a lot of it that was underground is now on top of the ground and in houses where the water brought it in, so your exposure is a lot greater even now. So the government is saying that. And I also often ask the question, suppose it were the other way around and the waters actually washed the contaminants away from houses and streets. Would you then work to put the contaminants back, because we have to get it back to the level that it was before the storm?